Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have a battle against Frisk. This is actually our third match against this guy on Scarlet and Violet. He is a strong competitive battler out of the Discord and the Draft League, actually. And this is actually our first game that we've played against this guy, not in Draft League. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get that battle on its way here. And yeah, let's take a look and see what he has. Okay. Gotcha. So, pretty strong looking team on his side there. Pretty powerful stuff. And looking at my team, you can see it is the same one that I used in the last game. So, what do I want to lead with in this one? He has a number of good lead options against us. He definitely has some solid lead options against us, that's for sure. I feel like the best thing we can do is... probably lead with the Raikou, maybe? Yeah, we'll lead with the Raikou. And yeah, we'll see how that works out. Alright. So, definitely good to have a free game against this guy after our couple of league games here. So there he is, and he's going to go ahead and lead with the Araquanid, kind of as expected, as we do lead with the Raikou. So this is a good matchup for us in a way. Now, the way we do get the pressure, obviously, with the Raikou coming into play. Now, obviously, he does have the ground immunity on deck. He also has a ground resistance. The electric move has a couple of electric resistances, but the electric move is really obvious. However, if he stays in, I feel like we have to go for the electric move here anyway, because if he stays in, nothing else that we do, even Choice Specs Max Special Attack, is really going to hit this thing at all. So we're going to make the obvious play and go for the Volt Switch right away. He does actually stay in, so we catch him with a Choice Specs Volt Switch. Not quite enough to take him out, but does massive damage to this thing, which is great for us as we do get the pivot out. And I think what we want to do here is I think we want to go ahead and come in with... What do we want to come in with? I feel like he probably just goes for a sticky web or something, if I had to guess. But you know what? Let's go ahead and come in with Star Raptor. We'll go ahead and get the Intimidate to cut his attack, which will be good if he does decide to attack us. So we get that attack drop off the Intimidate, which is nice. He goes for the Sticky Web as expected, so that will get the hazard up on us. So unfortunately, we have no way to remove that, so that's going to be problematic in this game. It's going to cut all of our speed of all of our Pokemon, obviously. I think what we do here is we go U-turn, because it will be enough to take this thing out if he stays in, and if he switches, that's kind of fine. So yeah, we'll just U-turn here. He does actually stay in, so the U-turn will be more than enough to go ahead and take the Araquanid out and drop him down to 5 Pokemon, which is pretty nice, and then we do get the pivot. So the only bad thing about this is we do have to show first. I think what our best bet is here, he's going to get to choose a matchup on whatever we bring in, which is unfortunate. But I feel like we should start to get some hazards up, although I don't necessarily know. I do feel like we should probably start to get hazards up, probably. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and come in with our, of course, the Forretress. We do get the speed reduction on the Sticky Web, but that's meaningless because this thing's speed is very low. Since we can't get his hazards off, I think we're going to try to get some hazards of our own up here, as he is now going to go ahead and come in with the Goldango. So that thing comes in, it's got an air balloon, which is really unfortunate, which means that actually none of our attacks can touch this thing. So that's bad news for sure. This thing could certainly start setting up on us, which would be a huge problem. I feel like it probably does do that. So yeah, that's pretty bad, actually. I feel like our best bet here is to switch, but I don't know what to switch into against this thing. He's probably going to do a nasty plot right now, which is going to suck. So I don't exactly know what I want to switch in here. Unfortunately, we don't even have an attack to break the air balloon on this thing, which sucks. I think we'll go Swampert. I think that's really our best play here, so that's what we're going to do. He probably does just nasty plot, which is going to suck, but there's not much we can do about it. So there's the Swampert. We are going to take the speed reduction on the Sticky Web, of course. And so he is going to Shadow Ball. Okay, so that's actually not terrible. We are max HP Assault Vest. He gets a crit, which is really unfortunate. Drops us down by almost half, so that crit was really unfortunate. But I think this turn we just knock off for sure, so that's what we're going to do. He does actually stay in a nasty plot, thinking we might not have an attack to hit him with, so he's going to get that sharp special attack increase. We go for the knockoff, and it is not enough to take this thing out, but it does do massive damage and get rid of the air balloon, which is nice. He does survive with about a quarter HP. Now, the only question here is, quite simply, can we take a nasty plot boosted move here? Thanks to that crit, I kind of don't think we will, but I think there's only one way, is to just find out. So we're just going to flip turn and see what happens. He does go Shadow Ball. Can we take it? That is the question. Can Swampert take it? No, not going to take it at +2. So Swampert's going to go down there, and we're going to go down to 5. So that is unfortunate. I feel like if not for the crit, we probably could have taken that, but yeah, it is what it is. So now I think we definitely come in with the choice Scarf Star Raptor. We will definitely outspeed this thing, so there it is. We do get the Intimidate to lower his attack, which doesn't matter. I guess we could have made a ballsy prediction and tried to bring the Star Raptor in there for the Ghost immunity, but I really didn't want to chance that. So I think what we do here is we don't have anything to hit this thing neutrally, but we do have Brave Bird, which will take it out, I believe. So we just Brave Bird here, as he actually does switch. So what does he bring in to take a Brave Bird from the Star Raptor? It is going to be the Raging Bolt, which is smart on his part. We do go Brave Bird. It doesn't do a lot of damage to this thing, as we do take some recoil from that as well. And of course, being choice locked, we of course have to switch at this point. So what do we switch in against this thing? I feel like he pretty freely can go. Unfortunately, we do have some electric, we have an electric resist, and we have a dragon immunity, so I feel like we probably go into... I feel like our play is we probably go into the Alcremé, because if he does go for the dragon move, that'll be good. So yeah, I think the smart play is to just go Alcremé, so that's what we're going to do. We'll see what he wants to do. Hopefully he goes for the dragon move or the thunderclap. That would be nice, but we'll see what he wants to do. There is the Alcremé in action. We do get the speed reduction off of the Sticky Web, as he is going to go for a Thunderbolt. So he goes Thunderbolt, and that does so much damage. That's certainly choice specs, because we are max HP, so that does a ridiculous amount of damage to us. We get some HP back with the leftovers. I feel like, yeah, that's 100% choice specs damage. So I feel like our play at this point is we can actually go Terra Ground here to get the immunity to the electric attack, and then hopefully take him out with a Terra Blast Ground. And I think I want to do just that, actually, so that's what we're going to do. He does stay in, so he's certainly choice specs, so we're going to go ahead and bust out our Terra here on our Alcremé, and go ahead and Terastallize into a ground type, giving us that electric immunity, which he will surely be going for, even if he's not choice. He surely wouldn't go for a dragon attack here. So yeah, he goes Thunderbolt, which is fine. Obviously doesn't touch us now that we're ground. We're going to go for that Terra Blast ground. We are max special attack. It is super effective. Is it enough to get rid of this thing from that HP is the question. Yes, it is enough to go ahead and get that Raging Bolt out of the way, which is incredible, knocking him down to 4 Pokemon, and then we are going to get some more HP back with the leftovers. So we did have to burn our Terra there, but I think it was worth it, because that Raging Bolt was just a massive problem for our team. So so I think it was worth it to get rid of that thing. Yeah, so normally I don't like to Terra on Pokemon with that low of HP, but yeah, I feel like it was worth it. So now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Meganium. So this is interesting. Obviously, if he goes straight for the grass attack, that could be problematic, because I don't think we can take it. Now, he could, of course, take this opportunity to set up here, which I feel like he kind of might do. And I feel like it's probably not worth switching to save Alcremie at this point anyway. So we're going to go ahead, yeah, because based on the Pokemon that he has remaining, I don't feel like it's worth the switch. So I feel like, and based on the HP we're at, yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and we're going to try to hit an Alluring Voice on this thing, as he does Swords Dance, so that's actually perfect for us. And the reason that's perfect, he gets that sharp attack increase. We go for the Alluring Voice. Now, the secondary effect, it does almost half, which is great, but because he boosted his stats this turn, it's going to confuse him, which is incredible for us. So that worked out very well, actually, as now we get some more HP back with the leftovers. So the question is, can we get lucky with the old confusion hacks right now? And so I feel like the math hasn't changed here. We stay in and we go for another Alluring Voice and just hope for the best. So that's what we're going to do. He is confused. Is he going to break through, or is he going to hit himself is the question. He does hit himself in his confusion, which is huge, huge for us. As we go for the Alluring Voice, it is going to be enough to take that Meganium out, knocking him down to 3 Pokemon. So Alcremie putting in the work, coming through for us there, which is awesome, as we get some HP back with the leftovers, sitting at about half now. So incredible turn of events for us. Big catastrophe, or potential catastrophe, averted there, as now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Great Tusk. And yeah, I feel like he's probably done making risky plays perhaps at this point. So I feel like we certainly are going to Alluring Voice once again here. I don't think we take an attack from this thing, but I feel like we just Alluring Voice anyway, so that's what we're going to do. He does actually Headlong Rush, and surely we cannot take that, unfortunately. As the Alcremie goes down, that is going to knock us down to, I believe, 4 Pokemon, but that's okay. Alcremie certainly did its job in this one, definitely put us in the game, as he is going to take some damage from a Life Orb, so that's good to know. So now in this situation, I would come in with my Raikou. The only problem with that is after the speed reduction on the Sticky Web, I don't think there's any way that we, in fact, survive. You know, there's no way that I should say, still outspeed him. So we're going to go ahead and come in with the Scarf Staraptor instead, because we know we outspeed him with that. We get the Intimidate to cut his attack, which is nice. Now, I don't think there's any way he stays in on this matchup, and he does have the Gholdengo and the Metagross left. So I feel like our play here is to predict his switch, because I definitely feel like with the minus attack and defense stats, he doesn't stay in here. So I feel like the Metagross probably comes in, unless he's going to sack the Gholdengo. But either way, I think we just U-turn here, and he actually stays in, which is a huge, huge shock to me. So he actually stays in, that's actually a huge surprise to me. So that's kind of bad, because now we're going to have to switch something into this thing, which is going to be bad news. So we have to come in with either the Raikou or the Pecharunt, because I feel like we need to preserve the Sturdy on the... we have to preserve the Sturdy. So yeah, a little over-prediction there kind of cost us. I feel like we come in with Raikou, and the reason we come in with Raikou is because, unfortunately, it's not going to outspeed anything now thanks to the Sticky Web, and it's just going to get picked off anyway by his Pokemon, by one of his Pokemon. So we come in there, we take the speed reduction, pressure comes into play. What does he want to go for here? He goes for the knockoffs. That's interesting. That does about a little less than 50%, gets rid of our choice specs. He does take some Life Orb damage. Now, we'll find out if we still outspeed this thing. I seriously doubt it. But we're going to go ahead and... I think we just Scald here, but I don't think we outspeed this thing. No, we don't outspeed this thing. So he goes for the Headlong Rush, takes us out there, and unfortunately that's going to knock us down to 3. So definitely, Raikou goes down, we go down to 3. Definitely over-prediction on our side hurt us there. He does take more Life Orb damage, which is good. At this point, I feel like we do have to come back in with Staraptor. Now, the question is, do we make the same play again? That is the real question. We do get the Intimidate to lower his attack, which is nice. Surely there's no way he stays in again, right? There's no way he stays in again. There's no way he stays in again, right? There has to be no way he stays in again. I would think at -2 attack. But even so, I feel like he could be going... I don't feel like he goes Goldango. I feel like he goes Metagross. I kind of want to just close combat. I feel like it takes this thing out at -2 defense anyway if he stays in. This is actually a little bit of a tough one. I feel like, yeah, let's close combat. I feel like there's no way. He does stay in. Please take it out. Okay, thankfully we do still take it out. Okay, so that could have been catastrophic, but unfortunately it's not. So we do get the close combat, taking of course, Great Tusk out, knocking him down to 2 Pokemon. So that's definitely good for us. Now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Goldango. So unfortunately he has to know that we are in fact Scarf, so we have to switch into Forretress at this point. That's exactly what we're going to do, and that is going to give him a chance to Nasty Plot if he wants. So that's unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about that. So there it is. We do get the speed reduction on the Sticky Web. Does he Nasty Plot, or does he go straight for the... He does go straight for the Shadow Ball instead. So there's the Shadow Ball. We can't take 2, which is really unfortunate. We get some HP back with the leftovers, which is something. This one's going to come right down to the wire, I think. So we could try to make a really risky prediction and switch Staraptor in, but if he goes for the Make It Rain, that's going to be really, really bad. I think we pretty much just lose if that happens. So I feel like we just have to Earthquake this thing. So that's what we're going to do. He goes Make It Rain, so he does overpredict. Unfortunately, it does not matter because we can't take one. Cuts his special attack there, but we do lose the Forretress and we go down to 2. So this one's going to come right down to the wire here as we surely just come in with Staraptor. That's our only play at this point. So there it is, and we do get the Intimidate to lowers this thing's attack, not that it matters. I feel like he's definitely in range for Brave Bird. He might switch to save it, but we just go Brave Bird. That's our only play. He does stay in. We go Brave Bird. It does take the Goldango out, which is nice. Knocks him down to just 1 Pokemon. So we do take some recoil as well. And now it's all going to come down to this. So his last Pokemon is, I believe, going to be the Metagross. So there it is. And so, yeah, there it is. Now, unfortunately, neither of our last 2 Pokemon are super well equipped to take on this Metagross. Brave Bird is not going to do a ton to this thing. Do we switch? Because close combat's not going to take this thing out. So I feel like our only hope is to try and chip this thing enough that we can come in with Pecharunt and hopefully take an attack and take him out. So let's just do it. Let's Brave Bird here. What's he going to do? He stays in, obviously. Doesn't tear. We go Brave Bird. Does do some chip as we take some recoil damage. He does agility, which is awful for us, obviously. That's going to go ahead and give him that speed increase. And yeah, we pretty much just have no recourse except just to keep ramming our head against the wall. We might not even outspeed this thing, and in fact, we still do with the Scarf, interestingly. Does take him down to the about a 3rd HP as we take more recoil damage. He goes Meteor Mash, does take the Staraptor out. Fortunately, it doesn't look like he's getting the attack increase, which is good. Yeah, he doesn't get the attack increase. So Staraptor goes down, and it is all down to this, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Pecharunt, and it's time to see if Pecharunt can make it happen. So this is the whole reason, this nickname on this Pecharunt is the main reason I wanted to face this guy, because there's a backstory if you're in the Discord server. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But we come in with Pecharunt. We take the speed reduction on the Sticky Web, and we just click Shadow Ball. That's all it is. And he's going to Terra. What is he going to Terra into? If it's normal or dark, that's going to be a problem. What's it going to be? It is dark. So he's Terra Dark. That is really unfortunate. So he does Terra at the last second with the Metagross. He goes for the knockoff. It is Terra boosted. Can we even take one is the question. And we actually can take one, which is nice. Gets rid of our Black Sludge. We go for the Shadow Ball. Now that it's resisted, I don't think we're going to be able to take it out. And in fact, he does survive in the red, so that's really unfortunate. And yeah, I think I don't think we take another attack from this thing. So I think we're gonna go down, unfortunately, in the bottom of the 9th. He goes for a Psychic Fangs, and certainly that is gonna go ahead and take our Pecharunt out, and that is game. So we are going to lose that one 1-0 to Frisk, but that was a very good match, actually. Very close, very competitive. Definitely could have gone either way, I think. And yeah, just a really solid one all around, I would say. And unfortunately, the inside joke did not come through for us there against him, but that's okay. Still a really solid match nonetheless. So. But that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So, that's it, and we'll see you next time.